Tonight we have a special guest who will give us a little bit more than we can always hear from the tour guide about the Bosnian Pyramid of the pyramids.
Everybody, dear friends, welcome to Bosnia, welcome home. What I hear from you, from Brazil to Russia, Bulgaria, Canada, is that you feel here like you are at home. This is the best energy field for all of us. Therefore, we are at home. We will be talking about the pyramids. What are the pyramids? What they teach us is wrong. The science is saying that pyramids in Egypt are the royal tombs. Encyclopedia Britannica, which is the most distinguished reference for history since the 18th century, claimed the pyramids of ancient Egypt were royal tombs. However, when you get to the inside of Egyptian pyramids, there are no mummies, no tombs, no pharaohs, no hieroglyphic writings, not a single proof who built them and why. Encyclopedia Britannica claims that pyramids in Meso and South America were built for rituals, human sacrifice. Again, wrong. There is no proof what they were really used for. But there are a lot of proofs that they had astronomical, mathematical, geometrical, sacred geometry elements. Encyclopedia Britannica don't even mention pyramids all over the planet. Sudan, 224 of them. Sicily, 43 of them. Canary Islands, tens of pyramids. Island of Mauritius, 7 of them. Thousands of pyramids in Guatemala, Honduras, Salvador. 300 pyramids in Peru, pyramids in Cambodia, 260 pyramids in China, 200 pyramids in the state of Illinois, United States of America. In order to answer the question what the pyramids are, we need to define them. In science, you use scientific criteria. Element number 1 to call something a pyramid is a geometry. Not whether somebody is buried there, but geometry. This is the Bosnian Pyramid of the Sun. It has 4 sides, triangular faces, same slope. Corners. 4 sides meet at the top, apex. For those of you who didn't see it from the air, the town of Visoko, river falls inside Bosnia, and the Sun Pyramid. little bit less light. How many seconds? The second element is the construction material. When you build a structure, you use artificial construction material. In the case of the Bosnian Pyramid of the Sun, we have the blocks made from concrete. If the whole pyramid is uncovered, it should look like this: four-sided concrete structure. Element number 3, the side orientation. All pyramids in China are oriented north, south, east, west. All pyramids in Egypt also, Peru, Mexico, Cahokia pyramids in the States. According to the Bosnian Institute for Geodesy, the Bosnian Pyramid of the Sun has the best orientation to the north in the world. Why orientation? The ancient people knew that our planet is a huge energy ball, and the main energy flow is north-south, east-west. You build four-sided pyramids oriented to north, south, east, and west. It automatically initiates movement of the energy inside the pyramid. Next element, number 4, inner chambers. In those structures, ancients are building rooms, chambers. In the Sun Pyramid, the circles are showing those rooms. Element number 5, underground tunnels, sometimes on several different levels. In Egypt, Giza pyramids are connected by underground tunnels with the Seine and the River Nile. In Mexico, China also. In Bosnia, the biggest tunnel network on the planet. The element number 6 is the water, the key element for the pyramid work. Water above the ground in the form of the rivers, and underground water flows. A lot of underground rivers in the Visoko Valley. The element number 7, sacred, sacred, holy geometry. The ancients were using elements like number pi, 3.14, golden cut, 1.61, then perfect equilateral triangles. In Bosnia, the tops of the Sun, Moon, and Dragon Pyramid forms equilateral triangle. So this is perfect geometrical shape, and as such, part of the sacred geometry. You have sacred geometry, you have movement of the energy. The element number 8, the location of pyramids. The original, oldest, and biggest pyramids were always located above energy potent places, above underground waters, above energy ley lines. In Visoko we have several ley lines. We have a lot of underground water flows, energy very potent. You place pyramid at the top, the pyramid amplifies those energies. Once we fulfill those 8 elements, then we have the results. Number 9, energy phenomena. The pyramids are not built for the pharaohs or kings, for the dead bodies. They were built for the living communities. The secret is the energy, frequencies, sound. In 2007, we had our first so-called VIP filming. Dr. Harry Oldfield from England invented a camera through which we can see bioenergy fields that we cannot see with our own eyes. Here is one hill in Bosnia. Above the hill, we can see horizontal lines. They are still, don't move. And then he filmed the Bosnian Pyramid of the Sun. And all the lines are vertical. Why? Let's see why. Look at the red color. It represents certain form of energy. And you will see how the red is getting bigger and more accumulation of the energy. You see in the middle, it's all red. And then the energy is getting released to the top of the pyramid. And this energy is hitting those horizontal lines, they become vertical. We have been filming the Sun Pyramid for 8 years now. As a matter of fact, the last filming is by the crew from Belgrade, Serbia. And I think they are here tonight. Are they here, Sasha? They are here tonight. So, it tells us, if those fields are always vertical, that pyramids constantly works as the energy machine. There is a constant energy flow. However, in Bosnia we have those 9 scientific elements fulfilled. And we know that we can call this pyramid complex. But still, a lot of people from the mainstream and alternative science have been attacking us, labeling us, insulting us. Why? Number one, most of them are not scientists. Number two, fear. This is a history-changing project. It brings a lot of changes. Until now, people thought the biggest pyramids are in Egypt. Well, right now, the biggest pyramids on the planet are in Bosnia, Southern Europe. The next element, the age. How do you determine the age? The most precise scientific argument is using radiocarbon dating on organic material, wood, for example. Our archaeologists discovered 2 pieces of fossilized leaves between 2 concrete blocks, like in the sandwich. This is how they looked like when we discovered them 2 years ago. Those leaves came to the pyramid during the construction phase. Builders are making those concrete blocks, and before they placed the last concrete layer, the leaves came down and remained there. And they're going to give us precise age of the construction. We did radiocarbon dating in Kiev, and the age of the leaves is 29,200 years. This is radiocarbon age. The calibrated age, or calendar age, is 15% more. In other words, the Bosnian Pyramid of the Sun is 34,000 years old. And it makes this structure the oldest known structure on the planet. So when you think why so many scientists from their cozy offices from Sarajevo, Paris, London, Boston, Cairo are against this project, the reason why it changes their PhDs, professorships, the way they teach their kids. It is all wrong. They fear for their reputation. The next reason, archaeology is very conservative science. You cannot just go to Egypt and start digging their pyramids. Only if you are archaeologists and if they approve you. The same thing in China, Mexico, Peru. In our case, we said no. Cultural heritage does not belong to elites, to a few people. Cultural heritage should not be hidden from humanity. So we have opened the project to everyone. Through our summer camp for volunteers, all our sites are open for visitors and guests. No secret. This is the most open project in the world. In the last 6 years, we have had 2,150 volunteers from 62 countries and 5 continents. Today we have some of them. Can you rise a little bit? Expeditions with volunteering. Expeditions. Just rise a little bit. Thank you. These people are making me and the project the most proud man on the planet when I see with how much love and openness they come and support this project. The next thing why they don't like us is that in Little Bosnia we have to redefine the purpose of pyramids. The books with the knowledge 250 years old, it's all wrong. They don't like us. So what do? Do we listen to people who tell us the knowledge from the books and who follow the books blindly? Or we change them? The pyramids are not about the dogma. The pyramids are here for all of us. Let's redefine the pyramids. In order to answer the question about the purpose, we need help from the energy experts, physicists, electrical engineers, sound engineers. Slobodan Vizlak from Zagreb, Croatia, came to measure electromagnetism. On nearby hills, no anomalies. On the top of the Sun Pyramid, energy beam, 28 kilohertz frequency, continuous. It was confirmed by the Serbian electrical engineer, Goran Marjanovic, 28 kilohertz frequency on the top of the Sun Pyramid, by experts from Finland, from Italy. They all say, to the top of the Bosnian Pyramid of the Sun, there is an energy beam, electromagnetic in nature, which is continuous and focused. And it has been working for 34,000 years. So the Bosnian Pyramid of the Sun is not only the biggest pyramid on the planet, but the oldest, and at this point, the only one perpetual motion machine on the planet. And then we measure the strength of the signal. As we lift the sonda higher and higher, 3 meters, 6 meters, the signal was getting stronger and stronger. It means that this signal can go to our ionosphere and can go to the other solar system and other planets. So, if you establish the bridge between two planets, you can send electromagnetic signal, and the pyramid becomes very powerful communication device. It is not only Bosnian pyramids that have been active. In 2009, tourists from El Salvador was filming his family, and through Mexican pyramid in Chichen Itza, the Kukulkan pyramid, energy beam was filmed. The Pyramid of the Moon in Teotihuacan, in Mexico, the pyramid buoy to the top of the pyramid. It means they are active, awakened. We are looking for the source of the energy. 3 different labs told us the same thing. Below the pyramid, there is an iron which generates electromagnetic energy. What the pyramid does, it sucks this energy which goes to the network of tunnels and then to the passageways in the pyramid like the spiral, forming energy beam. The pyramids are very complex. Then we are thinking, why this frequency is so important, 28 kilohertz. And we discovered that the American Ralph Fink was making experiments with the frequencies of ultrasound. When he came to 28 kilohertz, he had ping pong balls on the sound speaker. And the ball started levitating. He went to bed, leaving the machine on, and he came back next morning. The ball was still in the air. It meant that this was a levitation frequency. And that's the reason why people feel so light when they are in the tunnels and on the pyramid. Meditation frequency. Engineer Goran Samokovic from Serbia was measuring more electromagnetic phenomena, and he measured very low frequency of 7.83 Hz. Our planet, until 1990, has this frequency of 7.83. which is called the Schumann resonance. This is the best energy field for our intellectual, physical, and spiritual ability. Because of our technology in the 21st century, we produce a lot of bad electromagnetism. Laptops, computers, TVs, mobile phones. All this bad electromagnetism is going up to the ionosphere, affecting our planet. So our planet starting vibrating a little bit higher. 94, 8.6, every year steadily rising. Last year 16.1. And this is not good, because this high frequency is affecting our brain waves coming from the ionosphere. When we think, we produce the brain waves. They got affected by this high frequency. Until 1990, our planet had only 7.8 effects, and that was the best frequency for the energy flowing through our chakras. However, with the higher frequency, we are becoming more stressed, nervous, big depression. And if we continue like this, we will all become an aggressive zombies. But when we measure those frequencies on the Bosnian Pyramids and in the tunnels, it's still 7.83. Still the best energy field. So the pyramids are built, among other reasons, to keep the best energies for the planet. The future of humanity is in the combination of the physical science and spiritual science. Unfortunately today, physical scientists, when they come to the world, they are not creative enough. They don't know what to do next. And as far as the spiritual science, in most cases, it does not have scientific methodology. It's not science yet. So, we need to combine those two. In one of my books called Ancient History from Beyond the Veil, and the second edition is just out yesterday, I spoke to 8 Akashic record readers. Akasha or Akashic record, it's a notion that in the spiritual realm there is a knowledge about the past and the future of this planet and the whole universe. And there are persons who can tap into that vast knowledge. So what I did, I applied scientific protocols with the spiritual scientists. I never told them what I was going to ask them. They did not know each other. They did not know me. They could not share the information. My questions are very simple. Who, what, when, why? I asked them about 20 different sites, like Machu Picchu in Peru, Göbekli Tepe, Turkey, pyramids in China, Egypt, Mexico, Bosnia. So I asked them to tell me about the Bosnian Pyramid of the Sun. Reader number 1 said that they were constructed for the purpose of rejuvenation and clearing. It's a place to be clear, mentally, spiritually. Reader number 2, when it was originally built, it was gold-colored structure. They purposely built it as the biggest because of the location. Reader number 3. These structures are built using vibrational techniques. They pulled out the earth and then they slid it into the place. There are 14 chambers in the pyramid, and they have to do with the sacred geometry frequency. This reader was saying that the energy is coming straight down the middle of the earth. 3 months later, we did scientific measurements showing energy is going up. Most probably, it's going both ways. if pyramid emits the energy, then of course it receives the energy as the antenna. Video number 4, you will run into the energy. It's like a beam of light, 3 meters in diameter. Video number 5, it was built with the help of the higher vibrational energies. What does that mean? We are all nothing but the energy, and we vibrate at certain frequency. What she's saying, the beings that vibrates higher than us, who are more developed than us, built the pyramid complex. She says also that pyramid receives information, and there is a connection between the pyramids here and all over the planet. She also said that inside is something metal in the ground, most probably iron plates. But she also said there is something that receives and magnifies energy. The mineral that has that ability is called quartz crystal. And indeed, we are finding a lot of quartz crystal on the surface of the pyramid. Video number 6. She said that pyramid builders came from places that had pyramids. They migrated here and they continued the tradition. And then the pyramid energy was abused. The pyramid energy was like a beacon, a transmitter. So their intent was not to be tombs. This energy goes beyond the stars. And that energy is feeding our solar system and other solar systems. In the new edition of the book, I have 2 more readers. One is Diana Manilova, the leading Russian psychic energy worker healer. She said that the Bosnian Pyramids are 200,000 years old. And when they were built, the religion for those people was love. She also claimed that the sacred geometry was used. She thinks that the Bosnian Pyramid of the Sun is not only what we see above the ground, but it goes below the ground also, 1.5 kilometers. And the reason they use so much quartz crystal is to bring the consciousness to our planet. And reader number 8, Sir Jones from the UK, United Kingdom. Is Sue here tonight? Sue? There she is. A few weeks back, we spoke about the pyramids, and among other things, she said this whole complex works in the synergy together with many other similar complexes on the planet. She also said that the pyramids in Bosnia, they work with the natural elements, with the water, with the matter, with the gas. And now let's go underground. The major pyramids in China, Mexico, Egypt or Bosnia have underground tunnels, very often on several levels. The one that you visited today runs for tens of kilometers. This year we have 1,650 meters of tunnels, open and secure. It is maybe only 5% of the whole network. So the majority of the work is in front of us. You can see several civilizations. One built the tunnels, another one closed all these tunnels. Those who were closing them, it was about 4,000 years ago. We are discovering huge blocks. In 2006, this was a look of our K2 block. See how it was covered by conglomerate? And then we uncovered it. It's sitting on this plate. The surface looks like relief. We took samples, analyzed them, and they said it was some type of the ceramic material. Not like ceramic that we have today, but artificial ceramic material. And then through the georadar, we are looking what's inside. And inside, we found quartz crystal. So, when you see how the whole system works, below the ground, underground water releases the energy, activates the quartz crystal, it starts amplifying the energy. It is surrounded by a ceramic block. Ceramic oscillates and generates frequencies. And inside we measure two frequencies, 28 kilohertz, which we found on the top of the Sun Pyramid, and 7.83 hertz, Schumann resonance, which is everywhere. What does that mean? It means that the ancients knew the power of natural elements, water, cavities, quartz crystal, frequencies, and they are getting the best frequencies, the best energy field. How? They knew our planet better than we do. They lived in harmony with the planet. They had open spiritual senses. What are the spiritual senses? People who come around our blocks, K1, K2, K3, K5, all of a sudden started experiencing energy going through their hands and bodies. These are not physical senses, but spiritual senses. Ancient people knew that we have 5 physical and 30 spiritual senses. When in schools today mention the word spiritual, they say, oh, spiritual meaning religion. Spiritual has nothing to do with religion. Spirituals are our spiritual senses, our personal growth. People are asking us sometimes, how come we did not find the writings in this project? Because scientists claim that writing is the highest form of communication. Wrong. If I write a little paragraph and give it to 5 people, everybody will understand a little bit differently. Because writing is not perfect. And our understanding depends on our background, education, life experience. But if we can exchange the thoughts, telepathy, then we would have 100% understanding. Telepathy, a spiritual sense. That's what ancient people were teaching their kids thousands of years ago. People think that only what we can feel is that's all that exists. No. If you look a little bit closer between our fingers, you can see a little field around it. Aura field, bioenergy fields. With a little practice, you can see 2 fields, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 aura fields around us. Seeing aura, spiritual sense. Aura has different colors. Different colors, different meanings. If it is white, we are wise. If it is red, temperament. If we can see other people's aura just by looking at them, we will know about their life experience. They don't need to tell us anything. A spiritual sense. Sometimes, thousands of years back, we come and cross other people's. We stop facing each other, looking at the aura, and we can see this continuation. Aura field is missing, and we know that disease will come through this aura. So disease first comes to our outside aura, and then to our physical body. So the stress attacks our protective shield and then come to us. So what do? We give them some of our energy. We close the gap. No continuation. We do a healing. In another spiritual sense. Decades ago, during the Cold War, the Russians, Americans, they were testing people with certain powers. Some of them would just look at the pen or fork. With the power of mind, they would bend it. Telekinesis, in another spiritual sense. The pyramid generates huge energy fields. There is a way to use that field as a gate, a cosmic gate, a portal, and to travel, teleportation, in another spiritual sense. In the past, people did not need computers, or internet, or mobile phones, but spiritual senses. You have more developed spiritual senses, you become free. Today, what they do through our education system, they limit us to our 5 physical senses. If somebody has a gift, can see, can hear, people are laughing at those persons. So they hide their gift. 5 physical senses. They limit us. 50 years ago, 30 years ago, we were more creative than generations today. They are on the surface. They have everything with those gadgets, iPhones. In reality, they have almost nothing. They don't have creativity. They don't go deep. They don't have substance. They live on the surface. No spirituality. How to develop those senses? First, we have to be physically clean. We need to watch what we eat. Vegetarians. We need to be mentally clean. We need to watch what we think about others, about ourselves. If we think that we are more important than the others, we have a problem with the ego. If we think that we are less important than the others, again, a problem. Nobody is more or less important. Once we clean our mental, we are coming to our spiritual sense. In order to clear spiritual aspect, our dominant feeling has to be feeling of love and sharing. And now we have ways to develop spiritual senses. It would be nice if we can have a help. And there is a help. There are special, potent places on the planet where ancients were building pyramids, megalithic circles, stone walls in high concentration. Why? To amplify the energy. You go to those energy fields, you can develop your spiritual senses. Energy flow through your chakras is better and smooth. So, the pyramids, Bosnia, Egypt, China, Mexico, Peru, megalithic circles, Stonehenge, Eagle Hill, Karnak, Stones, Costa Rica, Mexico, Bosnia, Easter Island, were field schools. Let's teach our kids to develop both physical and mostly spiritual senses so they can become independent. Today, it's opposite. We have people, and they use us so they can show their power. They can rule over us. So, we learn from the past. We go back to our roots. We develop our true spirituality. In underground tunnels, we are getting to new tunnel sections every year. We have made more than 10,000 photographs of those perfectly spherical light beings called in spiritual science orbs. This one is above my head. This one is between the camera and our workers and their tools, about 35 centimeters thick. This one is on both ends. Those orbs, they move independently. They go to places when there is some action. If we are putting the wooden support, if we are pushing the wheelbarrows, if our guides are talking to the group of tourists, they are always there. They move at different speeds, they come at different sizes, and therefore no intentions. Orbs. The researcher who started writing books in 1967, The Chariots of God, and who sold more than 61 million of his books, by the name Eric von Däniken, visited our tunnels last year. And while I was explaining him the tunnel structures, his assistant was filming us on camera. And let's look what he filmed. Look at the orbs, how they are flying. They are coming from the side tunnels at different speeds. Malo svjetlo smanjimo. The light will be darker. Look how they are coming. Tens and tens of them. You cannot see them by your naked eyes. Sometimes very quick. And when we discovered the moon tunnel last year, we went to see that, and the orbs started coming from those tunnels. So how many of them? Hundreds and hundreds of them. They move left, right, up, down, move, stop, move. In 2010, we discovered the first underground chamber, 220 meters from the entrance. It was filled with the fill-up material. We removed everything, and then we noticed that when people are going through tunnels, they feel good. They breathe better and better. Deeper they go, they breathe better. People with asthma, when they would go outside, they wouldn't need inhalators, air pumps. People with the pains are gone. People with the allergies are gone. We were looking for the scientific explanation. 3 elements. Number 1, the concentration of negative ions. As the medical science knows, negative ions are very good for our body. They clear space around us, no dust. They raise the level of oxygen in our body, and they kill viruses and bacteria. In this conference room tonight, the concentration of negative ions is very low, about 100. By the time I finish my lecture, 2 o'clock in the morning, it will be 20 cubic centimeters. We go outside, 200, 300. We go to the village, 800. By the river, 1,500. At the top of the mountains, in the forest, 4,000, 5,000. And in the tunnels, 20,000, 30,000, 40,000, some places even 80,000. So somebody was building underground healing facility. Besides negative ions, the second element we measured was the natural radioactivity. From the underground, radioactivity is coming up, affecting us. We don't feel that, but our body cells, they do. In the tunnels, no natural radioactivity. Number 3, cosmic radiations. They live on the surface of the planet. We are romantically connected to the surface. You can see the sun and the moon and the stars. But the cosmic radiations, some of them are very harmful for our body. Again, body cells fight those radiations. In the tunnels, 30 meters below the ground, no cosmic radiations. So, the moment you get inside the tunnels, your body has no more enemies. So the cells can start doing their job. What is their job? To fix the problems in our body. To start the regeneration process. To start the self-healing process. So now we realize that we have at least 4 aspects in this discovery: scientific, energy, spiritual, healing. One of our young volunteers, 75 years old Yanis from Slovenia, brought his equipment to measure the aura, bioenergy field. These are some of examples, aura of the people before entering the tunnels. For example, to the right, we can see the most aura, but still, this is not a very good aura field. If you have discontinuation, it means you have potential problem. Number 2 and number 3, a lot of discontinuation. Number 4, in very bad shape. We did a study on 190. I was one of them, and this was my aura before I entered the tunnels. You see how the right side is good, continuation, and the left side, it started good, but by the knee, we had a little discontinuation. Engineer Yanis told me potential problem with the blood circulation, and the rest of it is good. I spent 2 hours in the tunnels, came back, got measured again, and this was my hour afterwards. You see the right side, it's bigger and better distributed than before. You see the left side, nice, smooth, and this field around my knee is completely healed. Self-healing process. Every visit you make to the tunnels, it helps your body and your outer field to regenerate. Our Russian colleague, Valery Varov, built a pyramid near Moscow. And this was one of his workers before he entered the pyramid and after he came back. Again, a big improvement. The pyramid energy, the power of pyramid. Now the water, some of the tunnels we discovered are filled with water. And this water is still. It has been there for thousands of years. You would expect this water is lean, filthy, full of viruses and bacteria, and that is not the case. We can see how clear and clean. This water is made from underwood. We've done analysis, chemical and microbiological. In the Bosnian Public Health Institute, they said it was healthy and drinkable. And then we sent the samples of the pyramid water from the tunnels to the lab of Dr. Masaru Emoto, late Masaru Emoto, who died in October 2014. He became famous for freezing the water and then taking photos of water molecular crystals. And for example, this is the molecular structure of the tap water, city water in New York. The water that we drink in our cities, New York, London, Sarajevo, Kuala Lumpur, is always the same. This water is captured in the mountains. When she comes in the mountains, happy, looking at the sky, it's captured, going to the metal pipes for kilometers. We are adding chlorine, poisoning the water, and then when you drink it, it's full of traces of heavy metal and chlorine, bad stuff. This water is already crazy, it's energetically dead. This is what you drink, and the molecular structure shows this chaotic and ugly structure. And even if we expose the water to the sun, water reacts. If it is nice, classical music, Beethoven or Mozart, beautiful structure. If it is heavy metal music, it's like this, again, ugly. We took samples from Visoko, but city water. And this is the structure. Again, ugly. And now let's see the pyramid water from the tunnels. It forms regular hexagonal shape. And we can see those crystals, like Christmas trees. This water is energetically alive. It's a happy water. Why? Because it's been exposed only to the good influence, the best electromagnetism, ultrasound, levitation frequency, the Schumann resonance, 7.83 Hz, the best energy field, the high concentration of negative ions, only the good stuff. This is what we can measure. How many other good stuff if we don't have scientific instruments? The water has a memory. This is what this water remembers. This water vibrates much higher than our water. It vibrates much higher than the city water. On the Bohr scale, humans are from 8,000 volts up. 9, 10, 11, 12, 15, 18, 20,000. Our city water, 3,500 volts. It's pulling us down. This water here, 27,000 volts. So, one drop of the water of the tunnels to 1 liter or to 1 glass of regular water, this regular water starts vibrating higher. So, this whole new science needs to be developed. Based just in the water. 2 years ago, people told us, okay, your foundation has no money, no government funding. Last couple of 3 years, no municipality support. So why don't you bottle the water and sell it? Because the people who come to this place are in most cases advanced, souls, and they don't understand. But then we did some testing. We put the water in plastic bottles and it outside. Immediately the water loses 50% of the properties. And we realized we have to put it in a glass container which is colored in dark color. Dark brown, dark green, or dark blue. And then it can last for a very long time. We've done the measurements. 6 months later, it still keeps the same vibration level. When you buy that water, you don't need liters every day. A spoon is enough a day. Water has a memory, drink it, information goes directly to your heart. Water, elements, frequencies, energy fields. The ancients were smart. They knew how to use our planetary resources. So when it comes to the purpose of labyrinth and pyramids, they have nothing to do with the tombs. They are the most complex energy machines. Communication, teleportation, improvement of the air, water, food, everything that means life to us. What the Akashic record readers are telling us about the tunnels? I asked them, but they can tell me. The number one, they use materials from the tunnels to build the pyramids. So they are digging underground, removing pebbles, rocks, sand. They add binder, clay, and they made concrete blocks of the Sun Pyramid. Direct link. She said that there is a round center with different tunnels, like sun rays. There is a chamber, more chambers. There is an opening, and different level of ceiling. Number two, the native pyramids and tunnels, they are talking about water. Like Sue was talking about water today. They are getting a lot of their resources from underground. The tunnels and their purpose. Certain people were using energy of tunnels and are working with the energy. And that's the reason why you are here today. You are energy workers. Number three, the tunnels were filled with rocks to keep people from getting inside. There is a deep cavern that connects the cavern system under the earth. So if you go deep enough, you should be able to travel to distant parts of the planet. Number four, I see beings walking in the tunnels. This is where they live. They seal the chambers and they had hidden certain type of the technology under the ground. Number five, there was a healing chamber. This was a place where the energy was just right to speed up the healing of the body. The whole is about moving the energy in certain directions. How do they make those tunnels? Well, she's saying there was something like a laser, and they curved out to this material. The second group of beings came, they abused the energy. was the first group of beings decided to shut down the tunnels. Figure number 6. The tunnels are very expensive. There is a main room. You will find the peaks, no resistance, and purpose. It was closed by a later generation, and now it is the time to discover this. Addition to Knubut, tunnels have purpose to save life. There are different levels, a lot of tunnels. Atmosphere was good at the time, but water was not good. They made the system clear the water. They had generators for water cleaning, crystal, gold, ionization there, bioproton, and the whole system would remove the aggression. They would calm you down. And she said, if you want to get all the secrets, you need to clean your carbon. You have to be absolutely clean. Figure number 8. So John, tunnel complex is huge. It's going to take you a good number of years before you even come close to understanding the labyrinth. Thank you very much. There is not just one layer, there is another layer, and even a third layer. The ceramic blocks, A1, A2, A3, are markers of energy inflow and outflow. Let's see what that means. Ceramic blocks. This is the one that we call egg-shaped block. Just yesterday, I did an analysis, a study on the geomancy building, the French guy called Gautier. And to the left is egg-shaped block. To the right is block across. The red are Hartmann lines. We all know that there is a Hartmann grid in our planet, energy lines, east-west, north-south, every 3 meters they intersect. They are called Hartmann grids. Usually one line. But sometimes, if it is a more powerful place, 2 lines. And he's finding that this ceramic egg-shaped block is positioned exactly above the intersection of two Hartmann lines. Very potent energy spot. So the ancients knew the energy under the ground. And V1 curry, we can see also 2 curries and then 1 curry. Also another very powerful intersection. And that's exactly where they place one block, the second block, and there's a place where the vortex is generated. K1, the one with the carved symbols, 4 tons. K1 is higher up. You can see that the curries, 2 line curries, 2 line curries, and they're intersected by Hartmann. Again, very powerful energy spots. K5, the biggest one so far. Hartmann on 3 lines. They come very, very rarely, and they found intersected by 2 lines, plus curves. The ancients were smart. They are using those spots. But now, what is the result? The result is that instead of what we call the negative energy, due to the ceramics, materials, quartz crystal, those blocks would neutralize negative energy, transforming to positive. And that's the reason why we love to be in those places. Again, Serbian electrical engineer Semir and measured all the locations in underground tunnels. He's talking about the distribution of the energy. And he had 4 categories. On the top, 2 green, healing energies. 1 green, revitalizing energy, red is bad. And look, greens, megalith K3, megalith K1, megalith K2, healing chambers, homes. The rarely heard those megaliths. Next time you go, make sure you are close to the megaliths. These are special healing places. This is analysis in the last month. So as you can see, every year we are bringing more and more scientific information to our project. Project that is changing the face of this country. Tens of thousands of visitors every year. So many people who keep coming back as students, as volunteers, as spiritual groups. We are forming the network. HUESA, building their retreat center. The Germans are here, building their hotels. The Arabs are here, building their holistic centers. People from all over the world. And this is what we need. Energy from all spots of this planet. More you come, more you become linked and connected to this place. And if I would think about the vision where I would like to see Visoko in 2005, 10 years from now, this is exactly what I would envision. And I'm so proud of it that we met again. Now, we have a number of our guides. The government did not want to help us to train them, so we train them ourselves. Some of them are here today, pretty guys, our guys. And people come, they lay in pyramids. On the top, access plateau, concrete blocks. What do? They are getting charged with the pyramid energy. Every year we are coming with different programs. I know that several HUESA members were part of our volunteers program, and I'm really grateful for them. Every year people come, this year, to experience the adventure in Bosnia, but always with volunteering. I program this year. They see the locations, they see the beauties of this country. They got the tools in their hands, and they are having fun. So when we think about the future of science, archaeology, about the future of humanity, it is not anymore the future of elite science, selection of information, secrets, people who are not developed, who are not free. The future of humanity is in people like this, people like you, open-minded, with a balance between physical and spiritual aspects of ourselves. People living in harmony with our place, with our planet. People who share information and with a smile on their faces. Thank you very much. little appreciation to your group and your leader, Dr. Teresa. Our foundation has issued, number one, the first gold membership card, which will entitle Dr. Teresa for the lifelong entrance fee to the campus.